Good evening, everybody. So community, good evening, each and every one of you. Thank you all again for being a part of anything that Cori Bush for Congress does, anything that this movement does, anything that like-minded people like us, anything that we're putting out. Thank you for taking the time for us because this is our time. This is our time, and it's our time because you believe in us. It's our time because you're giving us your time. You're giving us your time so that we can do what we need to do to better our communities. And what we're doing in one community is going to affect the next community. So I'm calling all of you our community because we're all working to make everything better for one another. So good evening to you and thank you. Start with that. And let me just say, to my team, let me go to my team. To my team, thank you for believing in me and standing strong. You know, it's been a long road. We've done this a couple of times, and for those that just joined the team for 2020, thank you so much. Let me just say, I couldn't do this without my team. I couldn't have hooked up the television. What you see right now, I couldn't have done on my own. This is how we do the work. Every single person is precious. Every single person has something to contribute. Everybody has that special thing. So whatever time you have, your energy, your talent, whatever that gift is, whatever treasure you hold, let me just say it's necessary and it's needed for right now. And so we're asking you, not just for my campaign, for other people that are running and that are doing great work. Let's make sure that we're showing up to support, because I'm telling you right now, something is happening. There's a rumbling in our country. There's a rumbling in our world. And so we got to grab a hold of it right now and get everything we can get out of it. We got to squeeze it to get everything that we can, because we don't know if that thing will come back around in our lifetimes. And we have so much work to do. There are so many people hurting, and that work is on us. It's on each and every one of us. Am I right? Huge shout out to Matriarch. So all of these organizations, these PACs, are supporting us and didn't have to. It still takes courage. It may not be one person. It's a group of people that made a decision to say, we'll put our stamp on you. We're going to use we're going to take some of our political capital and spend it on you. And so I appreciate every single one. Matriarch says you as a progressive working woman that doesn't have access to general wealth, you deserve to be in Congress because of what you stand for, your policies and your values, your integrity, your character. That should be seated in Congress. And we're trying to make sure that there is parity in Congress. And so we want to support you. So thank you to Matriarch. Thank you to Nomiki and everybody that's a part of that. And for Sunrise STL came right in and said, you know what, we understand that there are issues. And when we talk about the issues that we have as it relates to fighting this climate crisis, we have to make sure that we are highlighting voices of Black and brown people. We're highlighting those who are disproportionately affected and making sure that they're on the forefront of this thing. And that's what Sunrise STL has done for us. And so I salute them. They make the calls even during COVID, whatever was happening. Sunrise STL has been there. So thank you all of you young people. I'm young too, but not as young as you. So thank you for what you're doing for us. Brand New Congress, you know, we've been rocking since day one. Brand New Congress came on the scene. I was the very first Brand New Congress candidate ever, you know, and so Brand New Congress, again, took that chance on me and said, you know what, we love your story, we love what you're doing, and we want to help support that and push that forward. And so thank you for being there, for always standing up for me, always standing up for me. I can never repay all of you for the work that you've done, the hours that you put in for candidates like me. Thank you. And for those listening, if you're thinking about running for office, remember these names. For Our Revolution, Our Revolution Kansas City, all of our Revolution Missouri chapters, thank you for supporting me. You've been supporting me for years, since 2016. Just thank you for all the love and everything. Thank you for coming to St. Louis. You will hop on the road. Our Revolution Kansas City will hop on the road, and you know I do the same for you, which I have done. So thanks for all of your work. And Justice Democrats, JD, I was the very first JD candidate ever. Let me say that too. And so thank you, Justice Democrats, for supporting and being there 2018. We started in 2017 with brand new Congress, and we're here now. Thank you for supporting again. Now, see, this is the thing. When you pay attention to the fact that as someone who is supposedly running against another progressive that's sitting in the seat that's been there for 20 years, but then you have true progressive groups that are the ones that are doing the real work, the ones that are the notable, that are some of the notable progressive groups, but they're saying that there is somebody else that's more progressive than the person that's in the seat, and they're willing to stand on it, and they're willing to put their work into it, their money into it. They're willing to do that. That says something. So pay attention to that, and let's make sure that we support these organizations and these groups that are doing this work. Shout out to Jamal Bowman. Shout out, congratulations. Can't wait to see what you do. To the squad, to everybody that's out there doing great work, every organizer, every group, thank you. So on my way here tonight, earlier today, on my way to the office, we're at the Cori Bush campaign headquarters. Let me just say that's where we are. This is our spot. We have our own stage. We got our own space, and we can social distance in this spot. So if you want to come, you're welcome to come because we got the space for you. This is 3,500 square feet just for you to be able to get this work done so we can win this. So on my way here, I had to drive past people who were unhoused, sleeping on the ground. I drove past it, came on to the office. I drove past areas where homes looked like a bomb had been dropped on it. And I drove past people that were working in places where they were making, I know they're making like $9 an hour. I drove past an area where people are, let's just say, they're living a life other than what they would like to live right now. Let's just put it like that. I drove past areas where there were not, where I could have driven for probably 8 blocks and not come across one single grocery store. These things are still happening, and we have had the same representative for 20 years. Let me say, just outside of this door, less than 1 block away, just a few hours ago, there was an officer-involved shooting right outside this door of this office, right outside this door. I had to, when I saw it, I had to go step away into my office and just sit in the dark and sit on the floor because I'm thinking to myself, just 2 days ago, you all saw the video of what happened that night. You didn't get to see a lot of what was going on with me that night, but you saw the video of what we went through that night. That was just that one night. It's been night after night after night, but that was one night. And I'm just thinking about how when the officer maced me directly in my face as I reached in to try to grab someone that those officers were beating with a baton, women that fell back, all they did was fail back. The officers had advanced on them and they fell back, and the officers jumped on top of them and just started beating them with batons. And so I reached in, look, let me tell you, you're not going to touch my people and I'm going to let you do that. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. Whether it's physical touch or whatever, I'm not allowing you to do that. And I'm going to stand back. It's not going to happen. So I reached in to grab the people out as best I could, and the officer sprayed me. So I was burning. Let me tell you, I burned for almost 24 hours, like 22 hours. My skin burned. Some people said that their skin started to come off, like that whatever the mace was, whatever that chemical agent was, how it hurt. And I was just thinking, sitting in my office on the floor, like I just went through all of that. We keep fighting. We keep fighting and thinking we're getting somewhere, and then they smash us again. We keep fighting. We keep giving of ourselves and they hit us again. But I say this. We have people sitting in these seats that could have made change for us all over the country that have not done it. And they haven't done it because they didn't have to. They didn't have to because we weren't holding them accountable enough. Because we'll go ahead and go to the ballot box. Yes, I get my voted sticker, but did I research who I'm voting for? Did I do the proper work to be educated? So that's our work now. So let me say, you've heard some stuff about who Cori is. Cori is someone that cares not about who you love, where you live, how much money you have, what you don't have, what school you went to, if you didn't go to school, who your mama is. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is, what do you need? Because right now, whatever your need is, that's what I need to meet. I need to do whatever I can to help you meet that. And the reason behind that is, the root of that is, I've been through so much of those things myself. And I know what that hurt was like. I know what that struggle feels like. I know what that pain is like. And so I can't just allow people to just walk through those same things simply because it can happen. Let me say, me as your representative, or even if I'm not your personal representative, let me tell you, the work that I plan to do in Congress will affect you, because the work that I plan to do, I want everybody to be able to feel. I want you to feel it. I want your children to feel it. And I want your children's children to feel it. That's the work that I plan to do. And so let me say, we have a chant. We say, they think it's a game. They think it's a game. They think it's a game. It ain't no game. It ain't no game. Let me say, that's how this is. It's no game. And right now is the time. We have less than 4 weeks to win this race. 4 weeks, less than 4 weeks, which means I need every single thing that you got. And I'm asking for it. So you heard what I stand for. Yes, I'm for Medicare for all, because I don't believe that anybody should lack health care. I'm a registered nurse, and I've seen people die. So when they don't have health care, people die. So it's a no-brainer. We can't have people dying, so we need to give folks health care. And so I've lived in poverty. I know what that's like. And so a $15 an hour minimum wage, federal minimum wage, is not too much to ask. It's really not even enough to ask for. But that's something to make sure that our people have something to start with. So I'm coming for that. We need to make sure that we have that. And so I'm fighting. So yeah, we're fighting for that, because if we get that, then we can start really tackling some of this crime we have in our communities. We can really attack poverty in a real way. That's just a little bit of a piece of that. And so I'm coming for that. I'm making sure that people understand that a woman's right to her body is her own. And so, yes, I am a pro-choice Democrat. I'm not rocking with the people that say that, that a woman has to give. Let me tell you this. Nobody else shows up at the store with me when I have to go pick up my women's products. Nobody hops on that table to do anything when I have to go see my gynecologist. Nobody else hops up there. So my body is my own, and any other woman's body is her own. I fight. I'm speaking up for our LGBT community. I'm speaking up for and I'm singling out right now our transgender folks, because right now those are the ones that are being targeted. Those are the ones being killed, especially our Black trans people. And so speaking up for people that are not oppressed the same way that I am, that's our work, making sure that we do that. So and I can go on and on about my policies, and you all know most of them. And you can go to my website, CoriBush.org, go to the issues section. You will see what I believe, and you will see, as your congresswoman, what I will do. So we'll push that to the side, because we only have a few more minutes left for me to speak. But let me say, if you will take the time to give this campaign your energy and your time for less than 4 weeks, and I'm saying push some stuff away. I went to nursing school, and I had to just block everything out. I had to say, you know what? This rotation is for 6 weeks, so I will sleep the day after the 6 weeks is over. After I take that test, then I'll sleep. But up until then, don't ask me about sleeping, because it's not happening. In the same way, I'm asking you for that. I'm asking you for that, because the work that I plan to do in Congress, I plan to make sure that you get the things that you need. I'm going to work hard for you. If you work hard for me, for these 3+ weeks, I promise to take 2 years and work hard for you. Let me say this: it's no more can we allow this status quo to allow us to live the way that we're living, fighting and begging and struggling the way that we have, and we don't have to. This area is a Democratic area, but you wouldn't know that it's a Democratic area the way that people are suffering. There's no reason why St. Louis is number one all the time for homicide, number one for police murder, number one for crime. It's no reason. It's no reason we're number one for chlamydia and gonorrhea, number two and all of that. It's no reason. there is work that needs to be done, and I'm prepared to do it. I'm ready to do it. I've been doing it, and I won't close my mouth. Let me tell you this, they won't sit me down either way. Whether I win the seat or not, I'm going to do the work, because it's not about a title, a name, or fame. It's about you getting what you need and you getting it now. I'm a nurse. I was taught that we have to have measurable outcomes. So I want you to be able to measure what Cori did when I go to Congress. So I'm asking you, take this next 3+ weeks and help me. So I need you to get on the phones. If you were going to offer us 2 shifts, I'm asking you to give me 8. Give me 8. Give me 8. If you were going to do text messaging a couple of times, I'm asking you, do it 12. I need you to help us turn this vote out, because St. Louis deserves so much better than what we have. We've been under this oppression for so long, and it's not necessary. It has to be leadership over legacy. Bump nostalgia. Nostalgia does not put food in anyone's mouth. It's time for you to thrive. It's time for St. Louis to have what we need, but not only St. Louis. We once this happens in St. Louis, I'm walking over to help the next one. Let me tell you, let me get that W on August the 4th. Who's coming next? I'm coming. You want me to speak? I'm there. You want me to help? I'm there. You want me to call? I'm there. Because we got to change this thing, and we got to change it for everyone. So if you can phone bank, help me phone bank. If you can text bank, if you can donate, let me say this. The 15th, I want to report some really great numbers. So if you can stretch yourself a little bit, go to coribush.org and make a donation. If you can go there, thank you for the $5. Y'all, I love the $5. I appreciate that. The $3, I appreciate it. But those of you that can do more and you haven't, for those of you, think about if you have some type of bias. Some of you, you'll give a whole lot of money to men, and you don't realize that you give the 1 or 2 digit, the single digit, or the double digits to women. Let me say this. I'm not giving a less effort than any man. I'm not giving a lesser effort than anybody who is non-Black. I'm not giving a lesser effort than anybody who is not a lawyer. I'm giving you everything I got. So I'm asking you to push that in for me to get us to August the 4th. So every soul, like Colleen said earlier, is worth fighting. So is worth fighting for. So that's what I'm going to do. So help us. You see the number. Text VOTE, VOTE, to 314-370-2929. Let us know that you support. But then let's get to work. Let's galvanize. Get your family, your friends, your cousins, even the people that you don't like. It don't matter, because they'll be happy later when they get the things they need. So let's go ahead and let's do it, family. All right?